This is the Monday Night Raw January 6, 2025 full show results video which takes place at Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, California, streaming on Netflix. Raw kicks off with an amazing video package highlighting the history of WWE. A spotlight hits the middle of the ring, and Triple H is standing there. HHH starts getting inside baseball, talking about heels and faces and shoots and works, and I hate it. I hate it. The video ends and Triple H is in the ring as the lights come up and talks about the crowd and how many people are watching and that they should tell everyone that this is WWE and they are louder than anything you've ever seen before. He already knows the answer, but he's gonna ask anyway, are you ready? He welcomes us to the Netflix era of Monday Night Raw and a bunch of pyro goes off. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson makes his entrance, his custom title belt slung over his shoulder. He says years ago, when he was a little pebble traveling the highways with his dad, Soulman Rocky Johnson, the only way to watch WWE was to buy a ticket or watch on Saturday morning, but now is a totally different story because you're watching it on Netflix. He says this is a new Arena Gate record for WWE and that means finally, WWE has come back to Netflix? He admits as much, saying he knows we're waiting for the real one, and he gives us a finally, The Rock has come back to Los Angeles. He has acknowledgements for us, and says you need a partner that loves WWE and loves pro wrestling, and that partner is Netflix. He shouts out some executives and threatens them with going Squid Game all over their candy asses if the feed is broken. He talks about a man who spilled blood with him all over this country and he's ready to do it again. This man has carried the company on his back for a year, doing an amazing job, and he thanks Cody Rhodes, who is out in the crowd, and tells Cody to say hi to Mama Rhodes for him. Lastly, he acknowledges his cousin Roman Reigns, who is the tribal chief, the original tribal chief, and he talks about tribal combat and says he's gonna be watching. He's a proud High Chief of Samoa and he carries that title with pride, respect, and man-o-warrior spirit. He loves Los Angeles and Netflix and wants to get the show on the road, so he drops the "if you smell" and gets out. Then we saw a tribal combat match between Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. We see that Roman Reigns hits a powerbomb to Solo through the table, but Tama Tonga pulls referee out of the ring to stop the count. Then Jacob Fatu comes in the ring and he clobbers Roman and follows with the moonsault, Sikoa with the Samoan spike, but Reigns kicks out. Sikoa hits Patton with a Samoan spike and kicks him out of the ring. Fatu and Tonga hold Roman up, but Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso makes the save. They fend Tama and Jacob off, super kick to Solo, hell of a kick. Zayn throws Solo into Roman's path, but there was no referee. Referee Sean Bennett rushes to the ring, but it's too late, and Solo kicks out. Tonga and Fatu return to take Sami and Jim out. Roman is lining him up, but Kevin Owens comes out of nowhere and hits a stunner, but Roman kicks out again. Shoving Bennett aside, KO with mounted punches, underhooks, and Cody Rhodes comes to attack Owens. Brawling with Owens, off the ropes, Cody Cutter connects and they brawl out into the crowd. Back and forth, Solo goes for the Samoan spike but Reigns ducks and hits the spear, and finally Roman Reigns defeated Solo Sikoa to win the match and Ulafala, become the undisputed tribal chief of all the bloodline. Paul Heyman brings him the garland of the tribal chief, tears in his eyes, on his knees. As Roman readies himself to accept, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson makes his way down the aisle. He gets in the ring and takes the garland from Heyman and squares up with his cousin, placing the garland around his neck and acknowledging him as tribal chief, and they shake hands and embrace, Rock kissing his cheek. Roman takes a moment to look skyward, clearly considering his father and his uncle who first presented him with the garland, before turning to take in the crowd, and Paul throws his one up and Reigns joins him. John Cena makes his entrance to kick off his retirement tour and he gets on the mic and says everybody talks about it but you can't understand it until you're in the middle of it. He says LA shows up and notes this is the first time Raw has actually been broadcast simultaneously throughout the world. Thank you, Cena chants go up and he acknowledges them before continuing. He says he's learned we're very smart and the audience is even larger and now their electricity is felt all around the world. He thanks Netflix for allowing the world to finally see the experience of Monday Night Raw. He talks about this being his last time in this ring in full jorts and about his history getting started on the indies here in Southern California as the prototype. He talks about winning his first world title here and for one last time in the city where dreams are made, he humbly stands before us to say thank you. He says it's about making moments and there's lots of noise in here and lots of noise outside, experts guessing who he's gonna fight at WrestleMania and who will be his last match in December. Names like Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Logan Paul, Gunther, and Cody Rhodes. And when does he win his 17th world title? He's gotta be honest, he doesn't see that title happening, and it's okay. And it's okay because of the streak, and he means his losing streak. It's been 2,446 days since he won a match. He's at peace with it, and that's why he's doing this. His time is up, their time is now. Don't get him wrong, we're gonna have some fun, it's gonna be a great year, but as far as a 17th World Championship goes, it's never gonna happen. Hold on, wait, he forgot where he was. This is WWE, never say never, so move never away. He's gonna say it would take a miracle. He's got a better chance of winning an Oscar, and well, we know, and he can't just waltz into the main event. He's gotta win Money in the Bank or Elimination Chamber or hell, the Royal Rumble. He does some quick finger math in the air and decides maybe he can win the Royal Rumble. It's a long shot, and you can't win the lottery if you don't play, and he should be in the Royal Rumble. It's his last one, after all, and the best way to say thank you is to win the deal and make history at WrestleMania. It sounds impossible, but if you know anything about him, nothing is impossible, and the only time we say never around here is when we say never give up. He's not just going to the Royal Rumble, he's going to win the Royal Rumble. The next match happened between Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship, and the result of this match was Rhea Ripley defeated Liv Morgan by pinfall. When Liv was looking for oblivion again, Rhea hosses her out of the ropes, Riptide connects, she grabs her again and delivered one more Riptide, becoming your new WWE Women's World Champion. Post-match, Dominic slides into the ring, arms wide for a hug, and she looks at the title and kisses it before setting it down. She opens her arms and kicks him right in the gentleman area and then connects a Riptide. Rhea celebrates on the stage, then Undertaker's gong hits and Undertaker drives out on his motorcycle as the American Badass, down the ramp into the ring and right back up the ramp, where he fist bumps Rhea and shares a moment with her, fists up, and a high five before he drives off. Adam Pearce is backstage chatting with Bayley and he is interviewed, but before he can get a word out, Chad Gable rolls up with American Made and talks himself up as single-handedly destroying Otis and Alpha Academy. He pledges to win a singles title and dispel any rumors that he has trouble with luchadors, so he wants Adam to get him the best luchador he can for next week. Pearce asks if he's sure. He says he's never been more sure of anything in his life, and Adam excuses himself to go make a phone call. Back from the commercial, we get an Instagram video of The Rock leaving the arena, shaking Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns' hands but cold shouldering Triple H after an embrace. The video cuts to the loading dock where he embraces Cody Rhodes and starts to drive off before saying he'll see us tomorrow night at NXT. Travis Scott, WWE Hardcore Champion and author of the new Raw theme, is shown in the stands, smoking a cigarette like a real cool dude. Anyway, he's accompanying Jey Uso for his entrance. The next match happened between Drew McIntyre versus main event Jey Uso, and the result of this match was Jey Uso defeated Drew McIntyre when Drew went to deliver Claymore, and Jey pinned him by inside cradle. Gabriel Iglesias is interviewed backstage. Before he can say much, New Day roll up to complain about not getting a chance to explain what happened between them and Big E, and it should be them getting interviewed, not this fluffy buffoon. Gabriel says he liked them better when they had cereal. The interviewer says they're out of time, and Alpha Academy roll up to chat, but Iglesias goes off to take his seats and does a New Day sucks chant on his way out. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman are walking backstage and Heyman asks for a date, and Roman offers up January 27th as they go into a WWE 2K25 room. Hulk Hogan makes his entrance, with Jimmy Hart waving the American flag in front of him, because this is the worst timeline. He can barely move and he stops on the stage to get on the mic and says the greatest part of his life has been being in the great WWE. He's had all kinds of tag team partners over the years, but the fans have been his greatest partner, because they stuck with him through thick and thin. But he's got a new partner now in Hulk Hogan's Real American Bear, and talks about partnering with Macho Man Randy Savage and Andre the Giant, and says the greatest partner WWE has ever had is Netflix. He tears his beer shirt off to reveal a Netflix shirt and says the catchphrase. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, and the result of this match was CM Punk defeated Seth Rollins by pinfall with the 2 back-to-back GTS. Punk gets his hand raised and the show goes off the air. How much you would rate for the first episode of Monday Night Raw on the Netflix era? Let me know in the comments section, and thanks for watching the video.